Good morning. Yeah, just got finished sipping coffee myself. Figured I was gonna work on these knives a little bit till I got a few people in. Hey, welcome from Nicholas from Italy. Working on my Pyrenees stone. Two and a half by 10. Morning. How's it going, Zach? Today, I'm gonna, well, it puts a good, look at the glint from the light. Can you see it? Draw it off a little bit. Can you see the glint? I was doing this because yesterday I was playing with both these stones and I noticed the Washita put a really good reflective edge on this knife. So I just want to get on it this morning with the Pyrenees. A little uneven. I'm not very experienced with the Japanese knives as I am with Skinners, so yeah, it's better. No, it's not a Delmore blue. It's this is a French stone on this French-Spanish border. No, maybe Spanish. It's the Pyrenees Mountains, Great Pyrenees. This is what this is. AC sells these dual hones, blue on one side, Pyrenees, I mean these on the other. They call this 4 or 6K stone, and this 1,000. So this other stone here, how y'all doing, guys? This is a Washita, and this is actually a new stone, old stock from Dan's. They didn't have but one of these, and I bought it. This is a 3 by 8 by 1. I have quite a few Washitas. They haven't mined the Washitas in years since Dan's bought the mine, but they do have some big stock. And this one, what you'll watch, if you watch how I just got it wet, it's going to start getting pink across here. And if anybody's read up on Washitas, you know that the lily whites did that, and the rosy ones. So this one here, I bought. Sean got one and I got one, same material. He said he could shave off of it, which is reminiscent to my lily white. So this is what we're gonna start. What we're doing today, I got enough people in here, so I'm not gonna make any comparison to a conical or like a Sahiro Suita, because those are the kings when it comes to bevel setting on naturals, right? I mean, a conical, I don't know of any stones as good as the conical when it comes to bevel setting on naturals, of the yellow conical. But a question I get all the time: can I set bevel on Washita? Can I set them on Arkansas? And people like me like search out different natural stones, especially like the full progression on Arkansas. So this has always been the king as far as I was concerned, outside of the conical and Suita realm, as for bevel set or natural. Well, I was sent this by AC about 6 months ago, and Ardennes-Coticule, and they're marketing these stones here. I'm not the biggest fan of the purple for a razor, but for a knife I do like them because they're cheap material. They're not as expensive as the yellow conical, and you can good for a knife. I'm not big on a razor because there's nothing this can do to the yellow conical cane. But with that said, as for a coarse stone, I fell in love with this Pyrenees, so I thought it'd be fun to compare them with a razor. Okay, And today, because we don't want to ever do nothing easy ever, we got 2 Herder 77 inox stainless steel, you know, the kind that everybody complains about that you can't they're hard to hone. So we're gonna do 2 of these. I'm gonna tape the bevels, tape the spines, because I'm gonna do some work on these coarse stones. And if I would go past this, I'll go ahead and take the tape off. And then they're both stainless steel razors. I'm going to use Super 88 tape on both of them. And we're going to kill the edge. And all I'm doing is I want to see how easily I can bring back an apex and the condition of the apex by looking at it comparing these 2 stones. Okay, because originally when I told Rob when I got it, I said, man, the price of vintage Washitas, and it's true, if you can get the Washita cheap, get one, but they're expensive and they're hard to find. But those Pyrenees, these aren't bad price stones. I seen Jared had one he sold for $69 for that dual hone, a 2x6, which is really all a man needs on Superior Shave. All right, got them both. Go ahead and kill both of them while I'm thinking about it. And I hate doing this, by the way. I'm not a guy who's a fan of killing at an edge on a stone. Let me do it on the blue here. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna do white scales on white on the Washita, and we're gonna do black scales on the Pyrenees. All right, I'm gonna use both with slurry, although you can use them at all. Sean has proved that if you watched his video honing on it. Matter of fact, look, there's Sean right there. So we're gonna slurry them both with 220, because surface prep means everything on these stones, right? So I'm gonna go coarse for the bevel set. This is a dual hone, Sharpening, 600 220. All right. Get it, all that goodness on there. All right. Get us a dipper. How you feeling today, Sean? Any better? I hope it's starting to turn for you. I hate seeing my main man sick. Okay, so here we go. Dead. Can't go in. We're gonna start with 20, 20, and 20 circles. See the swath? Okay, the only reason I'm mainly counting yeah, that's good. You're starting to get it all out, man. Get you some rest, drink a bunch of water. Get that past you, get on your vitamins, get some of that Pedialyte, all good stuff. Yes, when I say good bevel setter, it is an effective bevel setter. Is it the best natural stone? I think, to me, Sean is honed on these Washitas. I think the Washita and the Pyrenees are close. But I don't think either one of them is a better bevel settle than a yellow cotticle. That's not what this is about. This is just comparing these two. All right. So that was what I did. I'm doing not a feel hone. I'm doing a what you call that, Sean, process hone, because I want to duplicate it on both stones. Okay, that was 20, 20, 20 circles each way, and then 15 half strokes. All right, so that got in the bevel. I mean, that's not a bevel set, but that bevel is cutting into that peanut, okay? So all I'm gonna do now, I'm not gonna repeat myself. I'm gonna do 20 more half strokes and stop and see where it's at, because I wanna do the same on both stones. Now I'm gonna clear the slurry. I'm gonna use a little bit of, I would use oil normally if I wouldn't be slurrying on this, but I'm gonna use a little soap. What part of Italy, Nico? That's just Dawn and water, dude. I don't even know that mix. That's just what I keep in my sink. Probably a good squirt of Dawn in that whole thing of water. All right, that was 30. I got carried away talking to Zach. Give me on running water. Ooh, it's starting to stick. 10. All right, no stropping. That's what we try to tell them about them Washitas, son Sean. Don't sleep on them babies. All I'm doing with the packing peanut, that's not telling me shit other than I got a cutting edge. That's all I use that for. Some people use like a cherry tomato. You can use hair, but I know I'm not completely refining. I'm trying to see comparing these two stones. And I know now from here to here, because I can just fall in that peanut. I'm not cutting it, I'm just falling in. And I started before, it didn't work. I know I have a cutting edge from one end to the other. Now, it would be up to me to carry on and finish this razor, which I'm not planning to do right now, okay? It's got a little bellied hollow on that razor. I bought some good little razors. This is a Herder 77 Inox. These stones are very similar, Sean. They're very similar. This is not as coarse as the Washita, but they have a good sensation. This is a Pyrenees. I don't know. It's up on the in the mountains in the border between France and Spain. So I can't remember exactly what country it's from, but it's in the Pyrenees mountains. So we're gonna go same thing. We're gonna surface on 220. We're gonna hone with slurry. We done killed this this razor. I'm gonna get a fresh peanut so I can explain Joseph Jack, I'm sorry, what we're talking about. See how it will not cut on a push cut? Let's see if it'll cut. It won't even cut on a slice cut. So I just rubbed on the edge of the stone till I took the entire apex off. All right, so we're gonna follow the same testing regimen we did on the Washita and compare them. So which is gonna be 20, 20, 20 circles both ways, 30 on 15 on water, 30 on soap, and then finish out till it sticks. The Washita is always nice because you can see your work being done because it's white. That's a 220 diamond plate that I'm using on that to get the slurry. I had to do one, Bama. Sean's been sick, and he don't like people to see his when he don't have his makeup on and all perjured up. So we're having to postpone that one. Bama, Sean said he was going to get a makeover today and maybe some spa works, and maybe we can get us knocks out of two guys on a video sometime in the near future. All right. Trying to be as exact as I can, but I'm from South Louisiana, so counting ain't a big strong point. I get my feet done, Sean. I get my hooves trimmed. Hey, when you got girls, you gotta do shit, man. Ain't nothing feels better than when they trim your hooves, Bama. Nothing. Especially me. I live in the tropical environment, so I'm always in flip-flops. So this one's not. It's starting to stick now. We're gonna look at this. No stropping, just wringing it out. See if you can hear that. Okay, so I'm feeling this. You're seeing it. In my opinion, they both very easily have put a bevel back on stainless steel razors, which we hear people cry that they're no good because they're hard to hone, and they're not. You just got to put the work in. Two stainless steel razors, two rebevels from nothing off both these stones. But what I will say is that using the same routine, and I did more work on running water with this one to get it to stick, that this stone, this razor, is considerably more refined than this. So, which I had a feeling that was going to happen, because this Pyrenees is advertised roughly 1,000 grit. The Washita, as any of us who's honed on it know, they got range, right? This one stone will take the place of a soft arc, hard arc, and will bring you all the way to like you can use this stone straight to a surgical black. So just the resistance in my hand, the Washita seemed like it was keener than this one. That's not shaving, right? That's my opinion. But they both easily put a bevel on there, and I used. I mean, I don't remember who I seen do that. I mean, there's been many guys on YouTube. It's just basically 20 circles, 20 half strokes, 20 circles, 15 wipeout strokes, and go forward. Yes, you can use different surface prep, absolutely. But like any stone, if I use 220, by the time I'm finished honing on it, it's not going to be 220 anymore, right? And that's Keith Johnson just hit that on a recent video. It is good depending on what you're doing. And me and you talked about this, Sean. But depending on what you're doing, surface prep makes a big difference. If I'm cutting, I want a surface prep that's coarse. But my stones, like some of my cauticles that are naturally shed and are coarse already, and I'm trying to keep them on the razor keen side, I don't refresh them with a diamond plate. I just use a Nagura stone to drum up stirring, or a Tomo, or whatever, a bout, you know, a slurry stone. That way, you know, if I want to do grunt work and a lot of low end work, I'm gonna hit them with a plate and make them rough. In a nutshell. Thanks, I appreciate the like. So what I'm gonna do now, since I just come on, I'm gonna break out a cuticle. And I'm gonna finish these razors because I just been on here 20 minutes and they both got a decent bevel set. And I can't believe I do not have a slurry stone, and I'm not about to use a freaking that plate on my cuticle. But what I will do is just hone it on water. Yeah, I was using it a little bit on the Pyrenees. See this cuticle right here? I'm already pulling up some swarth, and that's a stainless steel razor. Purple side, no, I don't feel like doing that. I'm not a fan of purple on the razors. That's just that's something I don't care for. You could. I would imagine the yellow cuticle softer, so it'll sorry. I have used the blue cuticle a lot, and that's why I know I don't really care for it on a razor. It tops out at a mid-range. It's slow. It polishes more than it cuts. I do like it for my knives because I don't only have but one yellow cuticle that I use for my knives because I don't want to waste them, and that's this one. Oh, I do have a cuticle out here. I'll be damned. I got this one. I forgot I had another cuticle out here. I don't want to waste my purple. I mean my yellow cuticle on a knife. So I mean, you can hone on anything. Belgian blue feels good to hone on, and like I said, it puts a heavy polish. So I'll finish. Sometimes I'll finish my skinning knives on them. But for a straight razor, I have too many other stones that are that I can use for a razor. I studied up on cuticles. I've read where guys, fishermen in Europe, they kept a big chunk of Belgian blue in the bottom of their boats and just beating around. And when they were cleaning fish out on their boats, they'd pick it up and run their knives across it. I mean, it's got a long history of being a knife stone. Morning, muddy ducks. I gotta change some front end on my daughter's four-wheeler today. Yeah, it's ooh, that sucker. Look at this. Straight off. I still got slurry on it. Nice. Still got slurry on the freaking blade. Yeah, I agree, Sean. I find it's not even close to the same abrasive because it puts a really, really good polish. Like I said, I think it polishes more than it cuts. But on my skinning knives that I'll do on my Washita, it will make them pop. You know, if you had a Washita and a Belgian blue combo, kind of like the Pyrenees, I think he would be just as good as the Pyrenees Belgian blue. So when do I know it's time to go to, excuse me, when I'm doing my dilution on a cuticle, I will go till at minimum 7 rounds. That's just me. That's what I go to. And then when I can just put water on the razor and it wants to run up the apex and I've got good undercut, I know that at that point I can move to water. It does. And you forget, this stone is enormous. It's 10 by 2 1/4. So you don't need a hone on as long as you do a small cuticle. It's fast. You got a shitload more track. I'm gonna use running water here because I can on this stone, and I'm gonna just get it to the point of almost stick. This is not an indication of finish. I'm just doing a dip every 25. Oh yeah, you can see feel the slurry break. Not as much on a cuticle, but on a JNAT, I can absolutely feel it break. It goes from feedback to just like feels like water. Okay, that's soap. I use soap or oil to finish on. If I was in my house, I'd probably just do a quick run on oil on a. I've been very spoiled to 2 cuticles I have about finishing all. They're so good on all. On oil, I'll hone or all kind of shit, then I'll finish on them. I've sent them out before. I've sent it to Sean before. I'm not gonna say I put a grit level on a cuticle, but if I can't hone that cuticle and it won't outdo your 12K Superstone, I will kiss you dead on the middle of your ass. How about that? I have a couple red points. I have the American case red point, which I probably won't sell that one because it's the value on those things. Then I have the German red point. See, one's about a $300 razor, $250 razor, and the German one's probably a $100 razor. Both, when I say they both just as good as each other, it's just the rarity and the value. The red point is the Sologen razor, so I mean it's like most Sologen steel razors. It is very good. Yeah, I mean, not all cuticle. I'm not saying a cuticle's a 12K. I'm just saying you can that 8,000 and 12,000 that he puts on his stones at AC. That is just a rough number. I've had cuticles that couldn't get there, but I've also had them where on oil I could push them way past that point. So, all right, this baby's done. I can feel it. Feels jam up. I'm gonna clean it a little bit on some cloth. I'm gonna check it. Silent, fall in. Okay, there you go. That one will be ready. Needs a good stropping. All right, Where are we at? 30 minutes. I got time to do the other one. So I'm gonna start without slurry just to see how this one cuts, and then put some later. So this was done on the, y'all seen how much swarth, which was basically all this did was cut off all the ridges from that from the Washita. This is the Pyrenees. We're gonna see if I can bring up some slurry, which I really shouldn't on water unless I was coming off a rough bevel set. Yeah, not as much, but I am picking up some metal swarth. I can strop it if you want me to on camera. I was just moving to I'll strop them both on camera, I guess, before I shut it down. This is my knife cuticle here. A nice 2-inch, a little over 2-inch by 9. This is a 2 1/4 by 10. I'm sorry, I had to think about it a minute. Huh? Well, this is Globe Walker. I'm glad you joined us. In this straight razor community, you will see a lot of lies. We're a small niche community, but we're freaking dedicated. Ain't that right, boys? I just got home. I really hadn't started. I started experimenting with some paste before I left. I ordered a nano hone with some CBN 0.25 from a guy used, and he made me a good deal. I got $25 for the nano hone, not nano hone, that freaking hone with the felt on the top. I don't remember what it's called. It's made for loading, and I'm gonna try it, but it's not something that really entertains me, so I've been working on other shit. I wanted to try that next to green paste and next to Keith Johnson's white lightning. But if I got my choice to be on stones and shave off stones, that's what it's going to be. This is a stainless steel Herder 77. Straight razor is an acquired talent, but it's fun learning. You got some really good guys in the community that will give you a hand. You got a lot here that will break their back to help you. And once you learn it, it's not as difficult as what most people think. What's up there, Goat Man, Josh-O-Matic, the man, the myth, the legend. The man who makes Vermont slates look like $700 JNATs. Shaming the rest of us. Bleep, bleep, motherfucker. Man, my neighbor's lucky you wasn't here yesterday. His 4 goats got out and was eating in my backyard. I bet you'd have had them pregnant before you could lock them back up. And you ain't even from Alabama. So again, every time y'all see me honing on water, that's because I'm being lazy and I don't feel like doing my water passes with finger drop every 25, or what I call my flush method. But I'm not going to finish on running water stick. That is not indication of done. This is just me being lazy on this big ass stone. Josh, I'm gonna try to find some goat hair and see if somebody make a goat hair brush. Okay, it's starting to stick. I'm gonna see if my neighbor can hold down one of his goats long enough, and we'll try to rob some hair. I don't know anybody who. I know they do have people who set hair in knots in the U.S. I just have to find one. Would you want a male goat hair where it still smells the piss, Josh, or you want a female? Did they give you a suppository, Sean? I know my mama, when I was young, I could have a hurt back, a twisted ankle. I could have nauseated, throwing up, or a headache, and everything I had with a suppository was the fix, or I got up and went to school. So I never liked suppository, so I went to school. Like you see in the Little Rascals or the old movies about the castor oil, that's how my mama was, rest her soul, with the suppositories. She knew that Eric wanted nothing in his ass, so she was, all right, if you're going to skip school, get up and I'm going to give you a suppository. I'd roll out with my book sack on my back, half dressed, and go into the bus stop. My buddy said, I thought you was sick yesterday. I said, shit, I'm feeling great. It's that, I get a suppository. So Sean, when are you going to feel good enough to do a two guys honing? You know, talking about the old days, when I had a sore throat, my grandma would give me whiskey and honey. You'd be amazed how many sore throats I had growing up. She finally caught on, though. All right, dry her off. All right. Definitely not quite where the other one was. All right. If I get to this point and I am not where I want, I go back on straight water for just some good round and a half strokes. And I'll go back to my water flood, which will be, in this case, it'd be running water. I'm rolling as I'm using two hands right here. 3 guys, you know, 2 guys is definitely gay Bama, but 3, that's team building, I think. I'm still torquing right here, engaging the apex. So, same razor, same routine. It seems like the Washita, as I thought early on, because me and Sean's going to talk about this on our next show about the low-end work. It appeared to be the white razor got farther along on the Washita, which meant I think I went from bevel set into mid-range, and this one was behind it. It showed up like it always will on the finisher, right? So that other razor was very easy to finish. They're both stainless steel. They're both 6/8. They both made by the same vendor. They both got a small little no, this one doesn't. One is bellied, one is a full hollow, but the steel's the same. So I will say this, that as a standalone knife stone, I rather the Pyrenees BBW, but I'm talking about in the field work, in the woods, butchering, cleaning deer, I rather that stone. But you could, because my Washita is generally an all stone, you could do the same thing with one stone with the Washita, but for the price, the Pyrenees is BBW is hard to beat. As a razor stone, I think it's not a question in this session that the Washita is a better and more better bevel setter with more range, in my opinion. What do you guys think from seeing the peanut test? I know what Sean thinks is he was pulling for the Washita the whole time. Laying off pressure, just doing my finishing laps. When I'm honing on water, it does. If you want me to turn it off, I can, but it's hard to hone underwater if it's not running. Just joking. All right, hit this, clean it up a little bit. Right now, Josh, it looks like I explained, the Washita took it farther along. But, I mean, the Washita we know has range, and Pyrenees is 1,000 grit stone. They both did a good job. I'll tell you my assessment more later. Okay, now, y'all seen, I'm gonna go back and rewatch it, but the time it took to finish this razor, and the time it took to finish the white razor. So, you asked for a, let's see if we can do this. All right. This is made out of this is the first strop I ever had, and the first one, and I built my first one. This is made out of a saddle girt. Don't know the leather. I imagine it's just rough out steer. All right, this is horse. What I finish on usually. Just a 2-inch strop that's made from scraps of the ones I've sold. All right. Woo. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. May I have another, sir? All right. I do strop a cotty considerably more than I would strop a JNAT. They like a liberal stropping. All right, and I'm getting tired of stropping. Horse. If anybody's ever interested in just a 2-inch strop, I bought some 2-inch cotton. You can paste it inside. I can put a thing on it, but I usually have some 2-inch pieces left because I've been making 3-inch strops. That's what most people want. If you want a little handy small one right here to travel with, I can make you one. All right. That'll do it. That'll do it. All right. I can have sharpened just about anything. Man, kangaroo. I've looked at buying some, but the price versus how thick it is. I bought a kangaroo strop from Duke City for, I think I paid $40 for it. I love it. I finish on it most of the time in the house. Appreciate it, Bama. But I don't know if I want to make it and sell them. He's doing them. If I could find some heavy, and I don't care if it would be expensive, I would just turn the price over, right? All of it is like 2 or 4 ounce. So I think it would be good on a, I mean, like what I have, yeah, it's good. But like I said, I'm not going to sell that when you can get it at Duke City. You know, I'm trying to do my own thing. And Mike at Duke City does a heck of a job. But if you're looking for a kangaroo strop and you want to buy one affordably, look at Duke City. He does a good job. And that is actually the strop I'll finish on most of the time. If not, I'm not finishing on shell. It's a good alternative to shell. Yeah, I'm from Louisiana. You old clip. Acadia Parish, Louisiana. Rural Acadia Parish. Okay, now it's good and wet. You see the pink? Mine's pink all right here and white on the top. Very interesting. Hasn't had oil on it yet. I have other Washitas that I use on all. I'm gonna keep this one on slurry because I bought it for a knife stone, but I think I'm gonna use it for razors. So what is my opinion? So out of these 2 stones, I can't believe I just did that. Almost broke my damn cuticle. Move this shit out of the way. Out of them 2 stones, my opinion is this one's gonna be designated to my knives, right? Although it could go razors all the way through mid-range with this, because how can I explain this? If you add this work and this work together, it will equal this stone, right? So this right here is going to stay with my razor stones. Just because I think it's interesting, it'd be fine. And I think I'm gonna go maybe a hone from this stone to a black arc. So hey, what's up, Rob? So I gotta get to work today. I got a lot of stuff to do. No time to do it. Let me show y'all something before y'all leave. A list to you, my guys, my number one guys, my buddies that have been asking for this. Here you go. I hope to have this listed on the site by midweek. Now, I'm probably gonna wait to the end of the week to let it cure, and then by the time it gets to you, be 2 weeks old. So this is a new product, Bayou Butter. It's a pre-shave, but it's a tallow-based pre-shave because I haven't seen one yet. It's not gonna be one that's you're gonna mistake this for a shave soap, right? It's not gonna have a lot of it's not gonna build a lather for slickness, right? So it is a true pre-shave stick. I played with a bunch of formulas and I come one I liked, and so I think I hope y'all like it. I don't think my soap needs a pre-shave for me, but I appreciate that people like pre-shaves, and I figured, you know what, instead of saying my soap don't need a pre-shave, I just soon offer one, and I can get the best out of my soaps in a stick that somebody can use with anybody else's soaps. So if you have a soap that's more made for the DE shaver, that is doesn't have the padding and the glide, we all know what I'm talking about, right? I don't have to name no names, but you can use this under your other brand soaps that doesn't give you the slide and the cushion and develop some. And I'm gonna make it scent free. I'm gonna have a small hint of a neutral scent to maybe a soap scent to do away with any tallow smell, and then go from there. But I'm gonna try to keep 10, 20 lists in the store all the time. You know, I don't know if it'll be a hot selling product, but this is something I think I'll always offer. So it's easy to do. It's a 2 ounce sample, fairly big. This will be a roll up stick. These will be made here this weekend. All right, appreciate y'all. And just as soon mention while I'm here, if anybody's looking, this is a Hero 10K. I did some experimenting with it over the last 6 months. I'm not gonna keep it, I'm gonna keep the Rockstar 10K. That's going for sale. It's not on my store yet, but it is. You're looking at $125, which would be cheapest place you can find it. And you're not gonna find any like this ever anywhere. This is a 10-inch by 2 1/4 cuticle in a box, natural combo. And it's for sale, but it ain't gonna be cheap. Somebody's looking for a cuticle and wants one that is unobtainium. I have it. And this is my Dremel. And it ain't for sale, but I like it. New toy. May do some honing with this, or sword fighting. I don't know, I ain't made my mind up yet, but it's fun. All right, Josh, stay classy, baby. I'm leaving. Thank y'all for joining me. It was fun. And see y'all on the flip side. Y'all stay classy.